focus to macros, and November CPI is expected to rise to 0.7% on a month-on-month basis, according to a poll, marking the 10th straight month of inflation below the RBI's 4% target. Analysts cite fading base effects and a seasonal uptick in food prices. These could be some factors to watch out for, but Rabinder is joining us to tell us what to expect from this number later today. Rabinder.
Well, sir, according to Reuters poll, India's CPI is expected to rise at 0.7% in November as compared to 0.25% in October 2025, marking the 10th consecutive month that CPI has remained below the RBI 4% medium-term targets, and the slight uptick is attributed to fading base effects and a seasonal rise in food prices, with the food components broadly showing its usual season increase, and the core inflation excluding food and fuel is projected at a 4.39% November 2025, nearly unchanged from the October month. And on the wholesale side, the poll indicates that the WPI is likely to fall 0.6% for the November month, following a 1.21% decline in the October, signaling continuous easing in producer level pricing pressure. And the data comes after the RBI recent 25 basis point policy cut in the December meeting, with the central bank noting that the policy space remain available to support the growth. And the RBI also revised its inflation outlook, projecting an average CPI for the current fiscal at 2% as compared to 2.6% earlier estimate. And the CPI trend this year show a steady moderation, with the inflation easing from 4.26% in January 25 to 0.7% expected in the November month, reflecting broad disinflation across categories. And its projection, the RBI now estimates CPI inflation at 0.6% for Q3 and 2.9% for the Q4, and has lowered the FY26 inflation forecast to as compared to earlier forecast of 2.6%, and inflation is expected to rise gradually thereafter, with projection of 3.9% in the first quarter of FY27 and 4% for the second quarter of FY27.
Rabinder, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. So all eyes will be on CPI, which is expected to come in at 0.7% for the month of November.